There's been horrific murders here.
We are the murder capital of the world.
My friend got his arm chopped.
I wouldn't walk around at night time.
You guys need to be really careful.
Alright, so we just got followed by someone. Were you aware that Adelaide is known as Australia's most murderous city?
Yes, per capita.
Do you know anyone that's been murdered in Adelaide?
A few people.
And what's happened to them?
Don't know. Like, they just went missing and never got found, yeah.
What's the most common type of murder in Adelaide?
Probably gunshots or fakes. But I've been in Burnside before and had a carload jump out with machetes and chase me.
Chase you?
Yeah.
For what?
I don't know, on my phone or something. My friend got his arm chopped.
From what?
From one of the gangs. They jumped out and chopped his arm with a machete. It was hanging from the tendon because they wanted his phone.
Wow. Wasn't expecting that. I mean, I was, because Adelaide's known to be Australia's most murderous city, but I wasn't expecting him to actually have seen something, like that happen. Why do you think Adelaide has that title?
Because we have a bunch of crackheads.
Do you think the crackheads people?
Yes. Well, we've got a few, haven't we?
I don't know, you tell me.
We had the family here,
What happened with them?
young teenage boys and that getting abducted and things like that. The Beaumont children. So yeah, we've had a few bad ones.
Oh, there's probably a lot of criminals here in Adelaide.
Yeah. Do you know any stories that you've heard from the streets?
Not really, no.
And how would it make you feel if I told you that the guy behind the camera is actually a convicted murderer? Why do you think Adelaide is known to be the most murderous city in Australia?
Well, I didn't know it was known until now, but I don't know. I would have thought it would be like Sydney or something.
No, I feel like it's a very safe place to raise kids.
And how does that make you feel living in Adelaide, most city of Australia?
Most of those, I think, a long time ago, and I still feel safe here.
And do you think murder still happen in Adelaide in 2023?
Oh, of course.
Any advice to us from Sydney being in Adelaide and trying to not get...
I have faith in you two boys, you won't.
If I do, I'll remember this conversation.
Okay, all right, you can come back and haunt me.
I decided to head to Adelaide's most dangerous area, which is a place called Elizabeth, to see if this was the hotspot for when murders take place. Alright, you guys, we've just arrived in Elizabeth in Adelaide. We've been told to come here because apparently it's Adelaide's most dangerous suburb. Keen to ask the locals if they've encountered any themselves and to see why Adelaide is known as Australia's most city. Hey girls, quick question. No. We're doing a YouTube video.
No, not at the moment.
Not right now? Alright, no worries.
Put me on YouTube.
If I put you on my YouTube, you'll smash me? Oh shit.
Do you get people like that where they just can't be bothered and they go off at you? That's Elizabeth for you, buddy.
Fair enough, fair enough. I don't feel like getting smashed out here, not today.
Not today anyway.
Do you think Elizabeth has a lot of crime?
Yeah, it does.
Really? And what sort of crime goes on in Elizabeth?
People steal cars, people steal stuff from shop, people fight people. There's a lot of crimes around Adelaide.
Sure. And have you ever seen a in Adelaide?
Well, my auntie lived in Snowtown, mate, when the barrels were found. My auntie was there when it happened.
Did you actually see them happen?
She was the person that discovered the barrels in the safe because they had a garden place in there.
You from Elizabeth?
I am.
What's Elizabeth like?
Good, I guess.
Yeah, is it dangerous here?
I wouldn't walk around at night time.
Adelaide's actually known to be Australia's most city.
Oh, that wouldn't surprise me.
Why wouldn't that surprise you?
Because there's a lot of there.
And do you feel safe in this city?
I wouldn't walk around in the city at night time.
What would happen if you did?
Get murdered, I guess.
3 days ago we had guys spinning out, swinging a knife at everyone. They had to shut the cafe, they shut the Coles. So, I mean, this is just regular shit.
The other day, we had a lady came in, they pushed the news agency lady to the floor, and then they came and flipped all of our tables outside and stuff like that, so that was good.
Is that a regular occurrence for Elizabeth?
Yeah. Yeah, generally.
I was surprised to hear about what the people thought of this area, but what happened next was the closest we've ever been to being murdered. Alright, so we just got followed by someone. We couldn't show you on camera, but there was a guy that looked at us, we looked at him, and then he started circling us, he literally started to follow us. And then we had to sort of do a few laps. He was walking up to us like this, staring at us, and then he started circling us like this, and then he left, then came back, then left again, so. What do you feel, my friend?
Yeah, when we're at the shopping centre, completely different vibe. As soon as we came here, you feel like a presence, an energy here. It's very eerie. I keep watching my back when I'm filming. I feel like so many times I was going to get jumped. I'm keen to film some more though, so let's see what happens.
What's your name, brother?
Seth.
What do you think Adelaide's like?
Horrible.
Really?
Yes.
How come?
I don't know, it's just horrible.
Is there a lot of crime in Elizabeth?
Fucking hell yeah, there is.
What's the craziest thing you've seen here?
Probably somebody getting...
Whereabouts?
It was on the train area.
On the train? And how'd that make you feel? Was that disturbing?
No, it was hilarious to watch. You guys need to be really careful. You ask one wrong crackhead, you're done.
How so?
They'll probably kill you, mate.
Yeah, what did they do to us?
You'll punch you, kick you, everything.
Well, you reckon that was true?
Crackhead himself.
What's Elizabeth really like?
It's not that bad, to be honest.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's just a little bit further in.
Was he arcing up or?
Yeah.
Do you reckon he was on something?
Yeah, I think he might have been.
What was he on, you reckon?
Juice.
As we were about to leave Elizabeth, a random guy came up to us who happened to be a motivational speaker and insisted on sharing his story. We walked through the shopping centre and I found that Sam and I had a lot in common. Sam seemed to know a lot of the locals here and I was keen to hear his testimony. But before I got to hear it, we bumped into a man whose friend had been convicted of and was in prison for over 36 years.
Free Jim Early. What's up, brother? How are you?
No, I was a conspiracy theorist.
You know what I'm saying?
Was he?
And then it rained, brother.
Where are you from?
Oh, we're filming a bit of content today.
Who's Jim Early?
He's a friend of mine.
Yeah, is he in jail?
Yeah, he's done 36 years. For
What?
a home invasion back in the 80s, yeah. There's a woman that he was hanging out with that a couple of guys said they were going to come and shoot him up and whatnot. So he got armed up. They come to the house, kicked in the front door, and he shot him at the door as they were coming in. And he's still in jail to this day, 36 years later.
And was that in Adelaide?
Yeah, back in the mid 80s. Yeah.
What did he get charged with? What was the crime?
Murder and attempted murder. Here in Adelaide, there's unfortunately, or we've sort of got a bad reputation for itself. There's been horrific here throughout the years.
It's the highest per capita, actually, maybe in the world.
What's the solution, do you think?
I don't know.
Jesus.
I'm not sure. Jesus, maybe, yeah, depending on the person. You gotta have faith in something, don't you? Exactly. We ain't got faith in our governments or our society these days at all.
It was crazy to hear that a man who acted in self-defense is still behind bars 36 years later. However, it was now time for Sam to share his experiences of being involved in that lifestyle and how he managed to get out. Alright man, so do you think Adelaide is a dangerous place?
I've lived in many cities around Australia and I think it's a pretty safe place, although we are the murder capital of the world, I think, last time I checked. But now that I'm understanding, it's actually more of a spiritual battle, man. You see, if we are the city of churches, Mike Tyson said it best. He said, if you are favoured by God, then you're also favoured by the devil.
100%, and I can vouch for that in my own life as well.
I've had two very close mates to me who are also.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And what happened to them?
I put it like this, you know Boys in the Hood? Remember that movie? And you know Ricky, the best one in the group, he got killed? It was the same thing with this guy. And the other guy was actually somebody he knew and was friends with that owed him money. And instead of paying the debt, they got in an argument and they...
And how did they get...
One was shot and one was...
And so, in your lifetime, have you been around this sort of world?
Yeah, you know, when I tell people that haven't been, they freak out. But growing up, you just sort of, I don't know, just thought, oh, like it was shocking and you couldn't believe that it's Adelaide and this is happening. But then when you look at what you're doing and then you look at per capita and you look at, you know, it's quite a small place, you know, testosterone, you know, ego, spirit, it's bound to happen, man.
And what do you think is the solution for all this murder in Adelaide?
There's only one solution, man, it's Jesus. He's the peace beyond all understanding, man. I was an ex-Muslim. I was seeking to be the best that I could be, and I just kept thinking it was through my strength. But now, in my weakness, he is strong.
After spending the day here, I realised that the stereotype of Adelaide being Australia's most city was far from realistic, and that this city is not much different to any other. There are both safe and dangerous parts in most places around the world, and while Adelaide is notoriously known to have more murder cases than others, I can confirm that I myself did not get murdered. What Sam said definitely stuck with me. Are we fighting a battle between each other, the government, and crime in itself? Or is everything that's happening around us in this world a spiritual battle? In Ephesians 6:12, Paul says, "For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the powers of this dark world and against spiritual forces of evil." I'd love to know your thoughts down below, so flick through a comment and I hope you enjoy this video.